And then there was one more map away in today's best of 5. This is a best of 10 throughout 2 days, but we've only got one more for you guys at home. Welcome to the DreamHack Pubg Showdown, live from the Monster Energy studio. Now, we have seen some cracking games, Martin. I mean, to finish off a nice 2v1 clip as well, and FaZe having a bit of a blinder as well. FaZe really starting to warm up here.
Indeed. I mean, you would expect FaZe to do something like this. I mean, but they really needed this in this point, and I'm sure that this has propelled them straight into the top 3. FaZe here, we have Liquid taking 2 wins. We have Kinguin taking 1 win and FaZe taking 1 win. It kind of feels to me that this is the favorites taking chicken dinners. And I'm like, it's kind of open question. Do you think we're going to see all favorites to these 10 matches? Are we going to see all favorites?
Well, let's find out. Here are the standings right on your screen. Total points 1,699. Liquid again just being kept out of the top 3 by FaZe in the previous map that we saw, but still near enough. What's that, 4, 5, 6? Near enough 300 clear of their next nearest enemy, which of course is Kinguin. You can see on your screens, chicken dinners do equal wins, because at the moment the teams that have the chicken dinners, they're at the top, they're playing well. When we look at that, I suppose when you look towards Liquid, they do have an extra chicken dinner. They are just, like I said, just about 400, so that one chicken dinner is what's kind of keeping them at the top point. Further afield though, 800, 800, 900 bracket, Na'Vi, Vitality and Rogue. Na'Vi, now we did say that due to either this round or the previous round being taken out so early on, that really has given them a bit of a kick in the backside and dropped them down a fair few placements.
Yeah.
But still, the boys at the top, all with 1,000 points plus. Remember, it's not over until it's over. This is the final best of 5 for today, but we have a full new best of 5 tomorrow. It's a best of 10 all in all.
Yeah.
It's anything can still change though.
I mean, it's not set in stone who's going to go through, but as I said earlier, like, I feel like if Liquid just keeps on this super consistent top 10 plays, I mean, I already feel like they're through.
Yeah?
They had like 1,700 points already. One more game today. If they take a top 2 with some kills, top 3 with some kills, they have 2,000 points.
I mean, when you look at it in kind of reversal, game 3, it was Kinguin, FaZe, game 4, FaZe, Kinguin. And again, Liquid 1-1. Only just in that final game, just scraping out a top 3 in 4th position.
Yeah.
There is a lot of consistency there. And that's kind of something that you have to look
at. Kills. They had so many kills. On that southern side there.
2 17 games we've seen?
No, 15 and a 17. Oh, yeah, we see 17 from Liquid and a 17 from Kinguin, yeah. 10 kills here from FaZe. No, 9, 10, whatever, in that. And, I mean, it was all in the last stage. The FaZe taking out full Liquid squad. Mexi taking 2 guys in Kinguin. That's 6 alone. And then they had a rough fight. They lost GMT again. But still being this, like, strong individual players, being able to take full squads, that really propelled them into the positions. This
is kind of what we want to see, though. You know, this is we want to see consistency, right? There's people in the past who just said, it's not really, you can't do as the esports side of it when it's just circles, you know, where they're going to pop, you don't know. When teams have been so efficient and teams have been consistent, I'm sorry, but it sets a standard and it sets the tone. These teams are the best for a reason, because A, they know how to shoot, B, they know how to loot, C, they know how to rotate and talk about circles. It's not just all about that circle look and preying on that.
No.
These teams are the best for a reason. They're bloody good at the job and they know what to do. This is a fantastic esports, a fantastic spectator sport, and I'm very much glad that you guys are joining us here today. This is game number 5. Make sure you tweet the stream. Use the hashtag as well. Make sure you're following at DreamHack Pubg. All the information's on there, not only for today, tomorrow, but the next following 4 weekends and the LAN Grand Finals over in Austin, Texas. The bird, she's left the tarmac. She's in the air, Martin, and it's coming in from Sosnovka Island. They're going to be ending up in Kameshki.
Indeed, and everybody's going to be able to kind of get to their positions here. A bit rough for the George guys, a bit rough for the Primorsk guys. They have to drop in the water kind of and swim rest of the way, but they're going to try to long shoot that as well. Otherwise, the bird is kind of ending here, and we're going to see Crimson is in the northeast as well.
Finally.
And everybody's basically just going to be able to catch where they're. Not much changes here. Genside a bit taking some different angle here. It looks like Genside are going towards the multi-power area. I don't know if it's because they're contesting or they want to make sure that FaZe are not keeping up this momentum. They're kind of getting started.
I'll tell you what is intriguing, Liquid, because they have not directly gone into Yaz. Now, they know this is the 5th game. Do you think that... Oh, okay, so they're going for the vehicles. I like this. They've spread out. They've got the vehicles first, and now they're going in. So a couple of things I want to see from different teams here. And you touched on it perfectly, Martin. When we're looking towards Crimson, they've been getting pretty rough placements so far. This time, their playing is literally smack bang over Stalber. They've got time to loot, time to do whatever they want. We'll see how the next circle kind of dictates where they go and what they have to do.
Yeah.
And it's bloody good for them.
This is a good circle for Crimson, and this is kind of those circles, not entirely like on Stalber, but it's still close enough for them to say, okay, guys, if we have cars, we're going to send 1 or 2 guys into the middle of the zone. But...
Oh, Vance just run over Mumino and then backed up on him.
Yep. That's going to be the first kill, and that's not good for Vanguard. I mean, this is also what I said. You see these teams dropping west on this dirt road here on the north of Pachinki, north of Roshok. You have this dirt road. You have so many car spawns. So when you have this kind of planes, you're going to see teams dropping for cars there, and they're going to go for their loot spawns in George. And this is what's going to cost them his life. Deez is going to be able to take a car. Noctiv has got a car. Miracu's got a car as well. And these guys are going to be rotating towards George.
So they'll get into George, though. But the question is like, coming back out of it, the issue for me that you will have on this one is the fact that where the circle is, Martin, they will probably hit quite a wall of defense, so to speak. There'll be a fair few teams who are just sitting and still looting on the west side of that circle.
Yeah.
So they are, when they approach the circle, they are going to have to take a fight or two.
It really depends on the next circle as well. I mean, I don't think we're going to see Kinguin here going early to this circle. And I think they're kind of going to come slow. They're maybe going to go inside the Pachingi. They're going to go in a slow pattern, because dropping late for cars, going late to your loot position, you're never going to be early in the center. But teams like Genside, teams like Vitality, teams like even Imperial and Liquid, these guys are the guys that want to go early in the circle because they're so close to the center of the circle, so they're kind of sure that those center compounds are available, and they're going to be in a position where they can take a compound where they can store their cars safely and then move from there. Liquid, they might go super early for the hill, the U hill that is straight in the middle. It really depends on how good loot they get, because they do not want to go alone anymore. They kind of went away from going 1 guy scouting. They want to go 2 guys so they can defend their positions easily.
So usual places then. We've got FaZe over at Milta Power, Vitality down at Milta. Knights, they're going to be looking over at Lippo. Liquid, Yasnaya, Havu around that Roshok area. Further afield, you'll see several teams moving around kind of the schools and apartments area. DC down in Pachinki, usual spot for them. We got Red Zone kind of along that just little coastline area, just to the left of Milta, the farmlands as we do like to call it.
Yep.
Pachinki Hill, Potatoes completely clear, but again, there's nothing to loot, so you'd expect it to be smack bang in the middle of the centre. However, there are a couple of, we'll kind of see how it does play out. You can see Filu will get the first crit potentially here, unless Knights decide to kind of bail for it as the rest of his team and Genside are inside the prison area.
Yeah.
The roadside compounds are going to be the key vital ones here. You can see Havoki might actually be going early here. He's left the rest of his teammates over in Roshok, so he could potentially be going for an early one. That's going to be an AUG and
again,
a 15 times.
Again, an AUG. We're getting all the good weapons here.
What's with the 15 times scope these days?
I don't know. I mean, I think that we're just hearing PlayerUnknown saying, here, guys, have a scope where you can read people's minds and see their tactics.
You can. This will be the last time you're seeing it on an AR, boys. Enjoy it while you can get it now.
Yeah.
Because when the new patch is coming, you won't be getting it. It's going to be Genside who actually get this now. That's an interesting one because we did see a couple of players who were a little bit close to that. So we'll see if we get an engagement out of it. At this kind of stage, it's where you literally just throw everything, especially if you've got a level 3 bag there, so you just throw it all in your bag and you just run. It doesn't matter what it is, lob it all in, dump a bit of crap if you need to, and in terms of weaponry, but just dump it and run. So that's exactly what he's going to do. They'll get away with the first one. Havoki has done what I mentioned. He's gone for one of the earlier compounds by the look of it. Rixnaz and Cope, they're up at the top. T-Bone is going further afield, so potentially looking either for more loot. He may have just clipped his vehicle. He did just see that spin around, or he could have just pulled up against a building. Rogue going slightly earlier. I like this. Don't get camped out. Don't get bridge camped. Don't get stalled. It's a good play. Go early. You don't necessarily need to stay behind for anything.
And also they got an early plane, so they had that more time to do it as well. So they're able they're in a position when you drop early, you're getting those free 2 minutes, where everybody else like Crimson, Liquid, those guys, they drop that later and they're not gonna get those minutes in the beginning. So those early plane drops, and that's really what I'm missing. Like because we're playing 16 teams. There are some positions on the map that's open. We see some Saki, we see some Novo, and we don't see that many teams doing the plane dependent drop in here. Because you have Therapy open. You could have dropped Therapy instead of going, for example, Stable Kameski, if you want to have those 1 minute, 1.5 minutes extra spare time of loot. But we don't see that many teams going for the plane dependent, like the hybrid drops. But, we have some teams doing it, but not in this lobby.
So let's just kind of make note of exactly what Rogue are doing. This is a fantastic play from them. So as you said, they got straight out of the plane, they hit the deck, boots on the ground, looted military, and now they're going straight through the middle of the map, but they're going kind of caressing around the potato hill just to the right-hand side of Pachinki. They're looking for one of these god compounds, looking for one of these compounds on the road. Now, there is a positive and a negative to this. Positive is they're doing really well. They're going to be really, really geared. The negative is that because this is such a dense circle, they have a very, very high chance of hitting a team just chilling already inside one of these. And that's why they've kind of gone early. And that's why people like we saw Havoki earlier on going there early.
Oh, look here, Frost. Frost has hurt them. Yannick and Jazza, they went for this dip here on the hill here. Frost has hurt them. Macken has hurt them earlier. They're making a move. They're trying to make a play here. But I wonder if Yannick and Jazza knows. Gavran coming in as well. South of them, rotating too. But these guys are having a split right now. Jazz and Yannick. Ewan here and Fuffins, they're making their way closer. They have heard him, and he spotted him. Macken here has been spotted by Ewan. They're super close to each other.
Yep, he knows
they're
where
disengaging. Here you see them take some shots, connecting one to Frost, connecting to Macken as well, taking some more shots. No more bullets, reload, reload, reload. Macken making run away from it. He's gonna get knocked, he is! Ewan taking a headshot to Macken. Gonna finish him as well. Flushed on the spot right there, and that is one member down from red zone. Not looking good.
Okay, so the important things here we can kind of explain from that story a little bit further is Rogue not only A, get themselves 12 points, but B, they can take what they wanted. So they turned up to this and said, okay, this is the position that we want now. We're getting boots on the ground, we're going to leave the cars here, this is where we want to be. And not only have they rotated from all the way in military base to be fully geared up, to be center of the circle, but they've taken a fight that they wanted. They now have their position. They can now play off it. We'll see how this goes further down into the game because it looks like they're potentially taking a few bullets as well. I can see just there, it looks like Cavran having a whack off at them. T-Bone and his team making their way down from Severny now, so they'll enter the circle. As you see, you mentioned before about Kingwin may potentially be the last ones into this. The flushers are just doing all on the outside. Yannick gets dropped though. He hits the deck. As Andrea on Gent side, straight across outside the window with the scout.
Oh, the counter nade. He's going to push in it.
Who's going to win this battle? One-on-one. The lean comes through. Flash hider on the scout. Opening the door just to kind of scare him. Waiting for his teammates to turn up. He's got to be really careful. Here comes another member of Gent side. Crashes into the building. Will he hit the window though? Yes, he does. So he's dipped down. He might be looking to potentially... He actually hit the wall too hard, to be honest. It knocked him out. Vic comes in on Fuffins, knocked with the AUG. The big boy gun does its job, but look at how many people. The walking wounded are outside. Fuffins gets flushed. Ewan still looking for more. Finds Vic, sees him through. Easy kill. Gent side. Literally on a knife edge here. Ewan could be the spoiler and send him out in last place.
Rogue really needs this. They're currently in the 4th position. Ewan, he saw the knocks. He did get a knock earlier, so these guys are taking 2 knocks. I'm not sure if this is a 1v1 or what it is, but Ewan has dropped out.
Thing is, he knows that the pressure's on for Filu. Filu's under pressure to go and res his teammates.
He's gone up again. He's kind of making some play here, trying to find out what's going to happen. Oh, there's some...
So that must be someone else. I wonder if there's other members of Rogue still alive. There is.
Jessa, yes. Jessa swinging up that 8x and taking some shots at those guys, making sure that they're getting those 36 points right now. So Filu is the last player of Gen side. Project X, if we may Now, Ewan, he's waiting a bit here. Jazza has the info. He's trying to hold his the cross here. Is he gonna make a crouch? No, Ewan is gonna go all the way around here.
I like it.
Disengage for the fight.
Yeah. Keep yourself alive. Wait for your teammates to come and help you out a little bit more.
Yeah.
They've got the points. They've done the damage. They know where he is.
Yeah.
But again, this is Rogue stamping themselves a name. You know, really saying, okay, we want to make a presence on this map. We want to make our voices heard. Rixnaz has gone down to Ibiza, so it looks like Liquid have actually just engaged with the team. Let's take a look on the map exactly where they are.
They're a bit south of Yasnaya here in this compound, the flat top compound.
Ibi is a bit disconnected, but he does have a vehicle.
Yeah.
So look to go on. That's the one where it's really dipped down in it, and there's not, you can't really see much, kind of like a bowl area.
And you have the hill north of it as well.
That's a shift.
That's a hard shift and a half. It's gone south. Now Navi, they saw this and they're gonna go straight into the middle of that next zone, going south. Jazz and the guys also trying to move here. Knights moving, Face moving. With this shift, you really need to make a play here. So all these guys, all these teams, they're gonna make a move for it. They're trying to make a southern plane here, a southern push here.
And this is the prime example of what a hard shift will do. When we say hard shift, we mean it's not gone to the center, it's literally gone to one side. It dipped down all the way south. A little bit of water has stayed in, unfortunately, but look at Liquid. As soon as that happened, they all just jumped in the vehicles and they cracked on. All four of them moving in. FaZe is rotating as well. So are the Knights. Everybody is just getting in the vehicles because this is what a hard shift will do. It forces all teams to move. Everyone's waiting just to see what happens and kind of creep into the center. But now, hard shift comes through. Mirasu, he'll either fall or get knocked. Vad also from Pubg. The bullets will come through. Shiv tries to find another one. Vad down as well. Mirasu finished. Kinguin kind of... That's a bit of a rough shift for them.
It is indeed. Vard taken out as well. Kinguin, Gaxi and Larsen as the last two members, and they're making a rotate as well, trying to make sure they can get in. FaZe has made their way into north of Milton. Knights are making their way in as well. They're east of Milton as well. Crimson here, as we see, they're going to move on the second zone, on this shift here. They have a hard rotation as well. They have a far way to go. And Knights here, they're going to make their move in slowly. Survivor and Kramer driving here. Drayden, he is the spearhead. Survivor coming in behind. Boxic is already there. They're by the electric fence here. They're going to take some edge. Boxic heard this. They're literally driving next to each other. Survivor is trying to chase a bit, following up on Drayden. They want to go even further in this zone.
Trying to get ahead of them, just to at least keep the presence and keep the information there. But reporting back to his teammates, going to go flying through the air on the bike there. Ewan's getting whacked off band at the bottom though, because we see Liquid, Rogue and DC all punched quite close together. In fact, no, it's just Ewan who was on his own, unfortunately. The rest of DC will be following through rather soon. Drayden ahead of the pack, as you mentioned, and honestly he's a bit of a tank, so why not send him forward first?
Yep.
Survivor on the three-seater. It's rather unfortunate because it's an awful vehicle to drive, but nevertheless, he has survived. 55 players alive, 16 teams, everyone's still in it, nobody wanting to finish last.
You really want, this is the last game of the day, and you really want this to be a good game leading up for tomorrow. You want to set yourself up for some good games tomorrow as well. It's also a mental state. And look at that, the farm, dead center, it's fully free here. And this is happening often, because the farm is kind of huge and people think it's always taken. Gaxi taken down to 20% HP by Keenan and Octave. He's going to be taken out as well. So Gaxi is taken out and out of the game. I believe that it's Larsen, the last member of Kinguin, driving a bit south here, as we see in the minimap. And he is the last member. He doesn't want to go out early. He really needs to try to snake this and make sure he salvaged this round. They want to stay in the top 3 for tomorrow.
I expect him to kind of sit on the edge here and chill. Obviously, he got the lumber mill there, so he can just go and hide in it, which is probably what he's going to do. But he has to be careful that, you know, Avanga won't take no prisoners. Avanga will happily take his scalp and finish him off, but
yeah,
if he goes out this early on in 16th place with very little kills, if not any kills, that's really, really bad for Kinguin.
Yeah, and Larsen here, he does have a good car for driving in the lumber mill here, so he's just going to go slowly in, making sure he can keep his car. Don't know how far he wants to go in though, but I think he's going to like stop and slow down here. Not sure though.
Imagine if he hits FaZe, like FaZe would be so happy because they've literally, they'll kill him, they'll take 12 points for his scalp, but they'll also take out one of their biggest competitors.
Yeah, it is correct. That is correct. I don't know. Larsen should maybe salvage this a bit, trying to get in. But this, like this circle, everybody has already rotated, so they're stationary and they're able to shoot. If he wants to make a move, trying to go for the center here, he should be doing it while the next circle pops. It's gonna pop right now, and it's gone south again.
Oh my
so
God.
this is favoring DC in the south as well, and this is really, really good for DC. They need this. They have some rough games today.
This could be a fight for the farm. It depends where FaZe go. FaZe could be in for a bit of a challenge here. They're going to rotate straight through. They're going to go drive through. This could be the gauntlet. They're going to hit 2 teams. Rogue's going to be there. Liquid's going to be there. Make sure you keep an eye on that kill feed, because this all could kick off as they all drive through. Everyone's still surviving for now. Here come the initial bullets though. Jempty again. Poor Jempty. Rest in peace, brother. It keeps happening over and over again, but like you've said in the previous rounds, he is the scout. Him dying allows the rest of FaZe to stay alive.
Yeah, and FaZe, they're not gonna go even deeper here. They're gonna go take the farm. It's inside the zone. It's on the edge here. Hexeti is taking down to 20% HP. Frost, Celis, and Gavran has already taken the north side of the compound here, and Vitality is also in the compound as well. They have moved from the eastern side of the map a bit further in, so this is 3 teams super close to each other. Not good for FaZe.
2-2 here with Gavran. AKM red dot, close and personal. Scar on the back, extended mag. Got a grip and a flash hider as well, and a 4 times on there, so got a bit of a decent view and can get some angles in his long shots if he needs to. Taking a peek through the windows, Vitality up on the hillside. You can see Shadow just creeping inside the barn. All of a sudden, Farm, from having no teams, ends up with 3 teams in here.
And it's not like a favorable position in the map. The zone really needs to hard shift towards them. The zone is about 300-400 meters southwest of that, or the middle of the zone is southwest of them, 300-400 meters away, so they have to rotate far unless they get favored by the zone.
Looking to see who's going to drop throughout all of this, because again, Larsen's still chilling over on the edge, I believe, and he has to come in. He literally has to turn up to this fight. I mean, the only way he kind of survives this, in my opinion, is if he plays edge and prays that no one else is playing edge.
Or maybe take one of the shacks in the middle. It's just so hard to get there. Look how many teams that are in the east. We have Crimson, Knights, we have Rogue. Larsen is making a play swimming. You also have a lot of water that's not really being utilized. Vanga's making their way in.
Monkey gets knocked, so Vitality, they lose 1 to FaZe. I didn't see the kill come through, so still a chance to be able to pick him up at least. Cloudtail and Co. working their way in very late. This circle will start to do a little bit of damage, so they need to be very careful unless they've got the full stims on, but they are on the extremely slow side, so they can play this one.
Yeah.
As you say, Larsen might be going very, very smart here and just hit the water and swim for placement, which, what else can he really do?
Yeah, exactly. And this next zone here is actually going to be a pretty big shrink as well, because the competitive settings are a bit different than the casual settings on the official game. So we have some custom settings.
Fights beginning off. Crimson C1 opposing. Larsen still doing Larsen things, trying to keep Kinguin at least away from the bottom half. If he can get into top 10, then happy days, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. He really wants to salvage this, and I don't know how much he's going to be able to salvage, but it really depends on how much water's in the next, because look at that.
On him. This could be an accidental meet-up here, but...
What, with an Octave and a Vanga? I'm not sure. I think an Octave's going to stay. They do not really like going in water, Avanga. They're an on-foot team. D's, an Octave, Keen. They did lose Mominho early, remember, to Kenguin. Run over by Ward.
Feels bad, man.
Next zone is shrinking in slowly here. DC in a really, really good position. This zone is really going to pop. Liquid in a really good position. They have a 2-2 split going. And look at that. They're already jumping in their cars, getting ready. Next zone is going to pop, and it's going to go away. It's going to go northwest. Larsen has to make a swim here. There's still some water in.
That's rough.
It's straight on to Navi. It's straight on to Noxious. And Liquid, they have to make a move here. So Ibiza... Oh, they could gatekeep as well here. Rogue has to make a move, and they're taking shots now. James taking out Jazza and Ewan. So that's the first team going out, and that is Rogue. Currently on 4th, taking out.
Jade getting pushed hard. They know he's in here. All they got to do is get free fire. Steps him back for a second. He knocks one at least. Should go for the finish. Because when there's so many people in there, you might as well try and take 12 points with you, but he doesn't. They'll be able to pick up T-Bone. They'll take this compound. They'll keep it going over on this farm side here. And as we saw, Rogue, 4th place. They're going out in 16th. That is not good at all for them on their placement, but still been up there. Moving into day 2 is still good.
Yeah.
You know, they could end this quite easily on a top 10, top 7 placement.
Yeah.
Now,
I mean,
just in sorry, carry on.
I mean, also with the fourth, fifth, and sixth, they also had a really good lead on the lower 10 teams. So they had about 200-300 points lead. So even though they go out this early, I still believe they would be able to be in the top 5 or top 6 for today.
Larsen will be hitting, unfortunately, Digital Chaos if he's not careful. Enzo Lenzo gets dropped, bodied, and finished. Flush comes through there for Pity. 15 teams, 49 players. Aircore going to 4 times, 2-2. 2 on the bag as well. 5 first aids, 3 stims, 11 bandages. Happy on the health, so he can chill for a little bit and play the edge if he needs to. That looked like it were a K98. Headshot, didn't quite catch which player it was on.
It was T-Bone onto Gavin from Red Zone. So that is T-Bone getting a knock with the K98. They are really in a good position here. That also actually because of Red Zone, they tried to breach this compound, the S compound. Oh, that is Filu taking out. So they're out as well. Rexe, I don't really mind from Havu also taking out Tail.
One team just kind of demolished by 2 teams together. Survivor getting completely pipped at the long range. Sun Touch comes in, takes one on Havoki. Shiv comes in, finishes him off as well. Pybus, he gets dropped D's. He gets taken down by Scoom. That looks like a kill as well. That's a straight kill, so that was stolen out of it. Survivor, he's finished off by Fuzzface. That's another 12 points going in the hands of FaZe. Monkey onto 1 as well. Paul Kamolade onto Drayden. Drayden gets knocked if he's down by Jeems. That's another kill for Liquid. Liquid coming through with some serious kills here. Caravan's down as well. Crimson Drinis comes through. And the Knights, they're getting picked apart left, right, and center. Jorski onto Suntouch. Now Imperial, they get taken to the sword.
Really good play by Na'Vi here. And Voxic still alive inside the zone. Vitality has gotten a knock as well. That means Monkey's knocked. He's going to get finished by Mex. He's going to be stolen, actually, because it was Jambave from Crimson that knocked him. Mex is going to steal that. Liquid slowly making their way into the zone as well. Really, really strong position here. Samti's going to try to make a spoiler here. He has spotted him. He's going to nade. Oh, my God. He's going to pull out a nade. Is that going to connect?
That's cooked.
That's really good cook. A really good throw. That's going to straight onto them. Oh, pushing Fuzzface down to nothing. Samti's going to follow up on that, knocking both Hexeti and Fuzzface. That's such a strong position right there. Insane play by Samti.
This is huge. This is absolutely huge. To take 2 players down a phase like that. Mexi's there to try and help, but can he actually get them back up? It will cause them all kind. No, they've been wiped. Yeah. It's actually Vitality that's taking them down, so Mexi's just sat there.
Vitality stole both kills right there. That's 24 points for Vitality.
Larsen's still alive.
Larsen's in the water. They still have some water in the bottom here. Maybe DC is kind of gatekeeping him. Yeah, they have spotted him. I see Fausto here aiming at him, but he's just going to be able to go up and down here. Liquid still alive. Larsen has Larsen here. He has no health, but he has a boat here. He can stay behind. Just pop up a bit here.
Unless they just blow it up, it would obviously take him with it.
Yeah, I think so.
Need them all to shoot it instantly, so he couldn't swim away, which he is doing. He's moving away from the boat now because he knows he's in problems. But
look at that. He survived 4 teams already, salvaging those points.
Trying to frag him out.
Trying to nade him a bit. Joggers, they really want those kills here.
They do. They need it. And taking out Kingwin, so again, taking out a top team. We've seen Rogue picked apart.
Yeah.
Kingwin can get picked apart here. FaZe are very much on the back foot. They lost 2 people consecutively. What a nade from Samti though to go in and take 2 of them for 1, but both kills stolen from him. So Liquid been denied 24 points by Vitality, which is good for them to try and work their way up the chain of command. Liquid now, they need to work through the open. There is a bit of defilade they can play off as they move away from the farm.
Look at the Plumbers making a move here on the west side.
That's a big flank.
So really, really well play here. Well, insane play by them. Trying to make their way onto the beach where it's open. And look at, because they have this map knowledge. They know the topography of the map. So they're able to hide behind here. Havu, they have to make a insane push in the open. They are not going to do this. So Hayes, Anonymous, and these guys, they're 4 guys alive already or still.
Pubg goes down. That's another team removed from Erangel. 11 teams, 30 players. I don't really mind. He's going to put some scare tactic on and just put warning shots to the plumbers that they know exactly where he is. His pipes are fine. He hasn't called for a plumber, so they can go away.
Yeah. Larsen's still alive. DC moved a bit far away from here. Liquid is trying to make a move. Jeems +1 is making a way straight into the middle of the zone here. So they're going to have a full 2-man team duo into that zone.
Look at Pokemon taking out Shiv. Shiv gets knocked, so Vitality in a little bit of problems. They've hit Na'Vi. vehicle is damaged. They're going to try and keep grenading, see if they can literally get a frag onto them. Look at all the angles, though. How do you get away from that? And fair enough, there's the smokes, but they can't really run from it.
I mean, they have to smoke this up, and they're even outside this zone still. The zone is pushing them. Mexi on the edge as well. He has to try to make a move here because the next zone is going to do so much damage. So he's really trying to make a play here. Lockwood taken up by Celis. Samty knocked by, I don't really mind. Frost is taken up by the play zone. Celis is taken out as well. T-Bone finishing him off. Geminoda, Navi, Iba, Mexi on the distance. Still enough medkits to survive here. He's running, trying to get in. Geminoda's taking some painkillers. He's trying to pop off here. They're still inside the zone, and the next zone is going to close.
Oh, boy. That's a liquid circle, boys, again. Let's move towards them. They took the ground. They took the little cabin that they needed. It looks like, oh, look at Araxe. Ibby's just got Samty up. Ibby's taking shots across.
Mexi's still outside the zone. He must have a ton of first aids.
Araxe knows there's people around here. The smokes are kicking off. If he has a grenade here, he could literally just cook both players from liquid. Larsen's still alive. I haven't seen him go down yet.
He is still alive, yeah. Mexi as well, so that's 2 solos.
Keeping him in the top 10.
Yeah.
That's a good effort.
It's so important. Trying to grind those points. Raxe. Asked him about fatality, I believe.
Oh,
no, that is not true. They still have players. Shadow is still alive. They're close to that. Look at now. Nox is making a move in the south, on the north.
Fair's fall in 9th position. That's really opened this up now for Liquid.
4-man team from Noxious pushing on to Navi. Drainus.
Nice ball. Crossing the side. Pokemon steps up. Now chasing him around. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're dead. T-Bone, they're all gone. That's an instant wipe there from Navi. Shiv, though, he hears this. Oh, random grenade comes through.
Shadow taking out Iba from Navi.
I like it. I like the play. Get stuck in while it's all cracking off. This is what we used to see from Avanga, where you hear teams fighting, approach it, and see how you can get joined in. That's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to hold the angle and not push him. Fair play to him.
Zone is pushing. You have to make a play here. That's a knock. Pokemon is going to be able to take Pidgeotto up. Shiv, Shadow, still alive. Outside this zone, they have to make a play here. But this zone hurts way too much. Pidgeotto is taking up. Navi is up on two players alive again. Shiv is making a play here, trying to make a move. No more nades.
Larsen's dead. Kingwin out in 7th. Shiv and Shadow, 1 versus 1. Shadow now. On to Pokemon. Who's going to be the winner here? Navi versus Vitality. The French win. Shadow makes it into the top 5. Look at that kill feed, though. Liquid, Samty, Scoom. Vitality getting picked away piece by piece. Every big team that falls just helps their placement now even further. Ibby onto Vitality, knocks them out in 5th.
And then we have DC in the southeast here. They really need a good the good game here. We have Plumbers in the southwest. It's really split upon here. So Liquid kind of in the center here, still in this, but you have so many dips and divots, so many riches you can play on. Havu, they are not inside the zone, so you have to make a play here. But it looks like Liquid, they know they're there. Making a play, pushing on to the north here. Shooting. It's going to connect any shots here.
Look at this. Look at the Plumbers. They've got themselves a little fort here. All depends where this next circle goes, though. Who's it going to shift towards?
Oh,
nobody. I mean, it's gone to their side, but not one single person in this. DC, but there's no cover. There is absolutely no cover. I mean, there's no point in going for the water because as soon as you get out from it, you're just going to get battered.
Yeah.
Samty's moving early. Scoom's in there as well. But they're split between... Yeah, like, who do you go for here? You've got to make a call. Ibby's going to push out long just to keep an eye on the edge of the circle. It's a good position from him just to keep eyes on there.
Wall here. Really good defense here.
Not for long, though.
No, have to make a move soon. 35 seconds on this zone. James. There's lots of dips and divots here. You really have to play with that. Ibby really wants those kills. So make sure that they cash in those 24 points that Havu is representing. But also the placement from 4th to 3rd is 40 points as well.
They're going to stim. Remember, guys, the more you stim, you see the 4 little bars where it's yellow, you will move a little bit quicker. It's only a few percentage, 2, 3, and 6, I believe, but every little bit helps. Put your gun away and you will sprint for the hills. That's exactly what they're going to try and do. They're going to build an entire wall of smokes, get pre-stimmed up and try and just run for it. Samty hits the deck. DC. They're moving inwards. The Plumbers are holding the ground for now, but here comes the move. Yuki decides to go off in the US. It's going to be the lead here. DC see him. See you later, my friends. They blow that vehicle to smithereens. Yuki's down. Samty gets the call, though he knows this is all kicking off. But Yoki's answers back onto him, hits him in the face. He's down. James and Samty. Liquid are in all kinds of problems here. Scoom's going to be able to get the revive onto James. Is Ibi still up on the side?
I think EB's on the north as well, yeah. And meanwhile, Harwood's been knocked out as well. That is 3 teams alive, 10 players left. DC 4 guys, and Liquid is 3. That is Plumbers as well. So it's a 3 versus 3 versus 4 right now.
Liquid in top 3 again. Their performance this entire day has just been electrifying. Yokis with the AKM and the hollow point. Not entirely sure where Liquid are. The information not come through. But DC are now getting picked off by the Plumbers. Here's lands a shot onto Fausto. It's a headshot with the Scar. Ibiza pucks up out of nowhere, says, welcome, boys. 1, 2. Will he find a third? Stab hiding down. They're going to go for the flush. And the Plumbers, they are gone. Good God, what a time to push.
And this is now DC is going to make a move. They got Fausto up. It's a full 4 versus 3. Scoom is knocked as well. They're going to keep up EB. They got the zone a little bit here. James, 1 man alive. Is DC going to be able to make this a win?
They've actually got a res.
They've got a res. EB's up. So James and EB's last guy staying. They have a little divot. Ewan, insane shots to EB. They're going to smoke up a bit as well. They have the flank, and the DC is going to take the win. Fantastic play by DC right now.
Digital Chaos coming through when they needed it most. Take a look at the kills. Not a great deal, only 5, but still 400 points in the bag. We look again at Liquid. What's that, 6, 12? Is that 12 all in all potentially?
Yeah.
12 kills again.
And 2 of them were stolen as well from Vitality.
Yes.
Because Samty did have those 2 knocks as well in phase. Yeah.
Incredible stuff. The Plumbers are up there, but no kills whatsoever for the Plumbers, unfortunately. However, a 3rd place finish, it will get them some much-needed points. So,
yeah.
DC and Plumbers, they needed the points. They've managed to at least work the way back and kind of claw the way into this a little bit more. But Liquid, man, it's pedal to the metal now, all the way down. Push, push, push. That's insane.
Aggressive playstyle, fragging out, good positioning when they need it, and good aggressiveness when they needed it. Fantastic.
So what have we got? First. What did they come in game 3?
7th.
First, 7th. 4th, 2nd.
Yeah. That's consistency. Insane.
That's mental. But then kills to match it and back it up. That were 12 then as well.
Yeah. They're by far still on #1 right now.
Yeah, there'll be a huge buffer. I think the other thing that it does for these other teams, like DC, for example, and like the Plumbers, is that we saw, I mean, credit to Larson, he did keep them in there until the top 10.
Yeah.
But we didn't see really your top teams getting up there. We saw FaZe going out around the 10th mark. We saw Kingwin going around the 10th mark. We actually saw Rogue, which was 4th place, which is a big, kind of a big target for these other guys. They went out first.
Yeah.
Whether or not they got any kills, that could be 0 points for that. In fact, they...
Oh, you get
they did, because
23 points.
So they got some
16,
kills, actually, because they breached the compound. They took out a few earlier on. So they've got some good kills at least.
Also, GMT tried to breach Rogue, and they got their 12 points as well. So they got a little points. Still, they had a pretty good lead down to 7th. But, I mean, you still have 5 games tomorrow. And if they keep up this consistency and then maybe take a win, and Kingwin might slip out a bit, you still have that. I still feel like that 3rd spot is still really, really open.
Yeah, I think 3rd spot is definitely, it's fair to say fair game. If anybody wants it, they have to step up to the plate and get it. And it all depends, kind of if anyone does slip up tomorrow, if anyone does have a bad day. Honestly, I think, as you mentioned, it kind of looks set. I kind of think, again, if all they have to do now when you look towards, completely lost train of thought. Liquid, yeah. They've given themselves such a huge buffer now.
Oh, yeah.
They can just kind of chill, play the game. They don't have to panic. They don't have to rush.
No.
They don't have to start breaching compounds. They don't have to do all silly now.
They don't have to do stressful stuff. I mean, they can go into the games tomorrow, kind of just take the game as it comes to them. They don't have to do any big plays to make sure that they get into those positions where they get a lot of frags. They, of course, want to, but still, they don't have to. They just have to make sure they consistently plays top 8, top 7, top 6, get some kills as well, and they're sure for Austin.
Okay, so we're coming to this tomorrow. Some of these teams that are really struggling down at the bottom. If you were a coach, just kind of put yourself in there. But if you were a captain, if you're a captain of one of these teams that are down at around the, let's say,
below 13th.
Below 13th.
Yeah.
What would you, as a captain, what would you be saying to your team? You've got about 2 or 3 minutes. We'll get you the standings, but what would you be saying to your team then if you were down in that area?
I mean, if I was a coach for Red Zone, I'd tell Frost to make sure that Frost doesn't drive. Because Frost is obviously one of those players that you don't want to know. Jokes aside, if you're in this, you really need to look through the play style here. But because you saw a lot of these positions where you don't you expect them not to be open, you need to think not that okay, these compounds are taken, we take something else. You have to make some big plays, and you saw in the second circle, you saw the farm straight in the middle. Farm is a place where you can keep your cars, you can rotate from it easily, and you just expect people to be there, and you don't have to, like, I would say to them, don't expect people to be in compounds. Scout for them. Put yourself in a position where you can scout and make sure, and then make sure that it's open, and then go into it. Because I feel like looking at the map as well, this is hindsight, of course, but still, these players, they're going to go in now or before the games tomorrow, maybe tomorrow, look at the games and then analyze on, okay, how are these teams playing? What's open? What kind of pathing can we take? What changes can we do for tomorrow? Because this is a BO10. You can easily get top 3 or even top 2 if you make some big plays tomorrow. But still, you have to make sure that you see some of those open places, being some of those, what I said as well in the second zone. Lumbermill was open, farm was open. Of course, we can see some of these hard shifts, but make sure that you put yourself in a position where you can keep your cars so you can rotate, because that's so important for the rotations.
I mean, is it worth any of them switching up their initial stat tactic or what they do?
I mean, not really. I mean, you can't really contest for something else. What I said as well, I think something that could be viable could be this plane-dependent dropping. Make sure you get out of the plane early, even though it's not something you're used to looting, but you're going to get yourself those 1.5 minute extra to loot. Just make sure you have cars in the beginning and don't contest yet. I mean, there's no reason to it, because you're going to end up losing players.
Well, we are just getting you the last standings of today. But remember, guys, we'll be coming back tomorrow, same time, same place. Make sure you follow in the Twitch channel, and make sure you follow in on Twitter as well, at DreamHack Pubg. Another best of 5 in this best of 10 series. And honestly, if the games have been as good as they have today, I think we're in for some fun. It's been a fun day.
It's been some really, really good games, like really good games. This is not usually, I mean, sometimes we see some boring games that they drag out, but we just had fights on top of each other. And no unexpected stuff happened. We kind of saw Liquid proving themselves, kind of saw FaZe coming up. We didn't see some of the underdogs or dark horses coming up and saying, oh, hey guys, you need to listen. We're actually a team that want to prove ourselves. We saw the favorites proving themselves and making sure that they want to go to Austin.
I mean, when we go to next week as well, that could be even more interesting, because then you take 3 of, I think it's fair to say, the world's best team, not just Europe's best team, the world's best teams. You'll take 3 of them from this competition and you'll enter 3 more. So for everyone else, you might think, oh, it gets a little bit easier.
Yeah.
But then you're introducing even more teams that you don't necessarily not know, A, how they play, and B, not knowing how they play and just being really sporadic. You don't really know where they're going to drop, what they're going to do, who they're going to breach. They might just completely mess up other people's game plans. You might have teams that come in that just love to go military base, so they'll go milli and they might start causing rogue problems, for instance.
Yeah.
When you and this is what happened during the BYOC. Once you pick those 5 teams up, you could see them causing problems for your other well-known and well-branded teams. We saw at IEM with the international teams from the West when they were coming in, like you saw them dropping on FaZe.
They drop where they usually drop. And you even see some of these big teams where they're just going to say, okay, we have some of the Asian teams, they're going to come in and say, okay, we want to drop on Milta, we want to drop on Milta Power. We're not going to take something else and do what we do differently. We're just going to fight for it. And then I talked to FaZe as well, and like, it's not worth it for us to fight it, because it's going to take time from us. It's going to take our cars, and we can just go somewhere else to do it, because, okay, we're not going to get that good looted, but it's 10%, 20% difference. Then they maybe go Stalber Kameski, as we saw in OGN, or even Novo if that's open. And then we're probably going to see some of those plane-dependent drops.
I mean, anything can happen. That's the fun about introducing teams that we don't actually know necessarily from this BYLC. But if you want to be there, it's going to be at the Austin International Center, the convention center. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic event. Remember, it's 5 teams from Europe, 5 teams from North America, 1 team from South America, and then 5 teams from the BYOC. But that's pretty much all we have to say now over at the caster booth. For the final time tonight, let's take a look at the standing and show you who is number 1 after day number 1. We have a good inkling that it could be Team Liquid. Let's find out and bring them up on screen now. And there it is. 2,143 points ahead of the pack.
Look how many kill points as well. 700 kill points. That's insane.
That's wild.
That's 600, more than a 600-point leads down to number 2. And also you see Kingwin having more than a 230-something point lead down to FaZe Clan as well. Na'Vi has put themselves in 4th now. Vitality also in 5th. And Rogue is in 6th. So the top, the 4th to 6th place is actually the same because they had that good lead. But Digital Chaos is going to propel themselves into 7th position. They had some unfortunate games, the first 4 of them. Not too shabby taking a win here in the end. That's really going to be putting them in position to still be in the contest for the top 3.
Yeah, I think top 7 is by no means locked. However, for Liquid, with having around 650 points more, it's going to take them to have a hell of a bad day. Not even just a bad game, but a bad day tomorrow in order to drop out of that position. Digital Chaos with the win really boosting themselves up there to get into the 800-point bracket. 1,000 points for Rogue, Vitality, and Na'Vi. Big fight between those 3 teams. But again, Kingwin, Larson doing wonders by at least scraping a few more points at the edge of the barrel and staying alive for a little bit longer in the previous round. Na'Vi still there, just chasing them. But you know, it's like no team between 2nd and 6th can lay on the laurels. They can quite easily be eliminated and knocked out. Remember, that green bar is where you want to be sitting at the end of tomorrow if you want to book your tickets to Austin. Dude, it's been a pleasure, man. Thank you so much.
See you tomorrow.
It is. We'll see you. We'll be here again tomorrow. Thank you so much to you guys watching at home. Shout out to the production in the back, obviously, for putting all this on. And more importantly, shout out to all the players. This game can be, it takes a lot of time. It's obviously we have to have, with it being a BR, we have a lot of games to go through. So big shout out to the players for sticking with us throughout today and tomorrow. It's been a pleasure. Catch you same time, same place. See you then.